We're not in sync. We've gone from boys to men, and now there's only one direction for us to go. The back streets.
Listen, so contrary to popular belief, Trolls is cinema. History, because they changed how theaters were working. So if you need to catch up on all your Trolls lore, I do got you with that last LME video that we did that I'm going to link down below. But when it comes to the first one, it did have a lot of annoying moments, but I don't think it's the worst film out there. The second one will always be legendary because it went against AMC and proved that you can put movie files up online, which made theaters like AMC so angry that they banned all future Universal movies from ever I checked this one out with A-List. So even though they put it in the back theater, it is completing the trilogy. And this third one was really pushing itself as a return of NSYNC with their first single in over 20 years. And then, oops, Britney did it again. This man was so nervous about that book that Britney Spears dropped that he was apologizing 2 years before it even came out. And with all the bombshells that she dropped in her tell-all, all their plans and performances for the band were thwarted. Ow! Like, they really started off by going on Hot Ones only to end up on the hot seat. They said she dropped it right around his wedding anniversary just to shake him up, that it looked like he was hiring bots to defend him on social media. So instead of a world tour, it really became an apology tour. And I think this is pretty big because Justin Timberlake is an executive producer, or the executive music producer on these things, and that damn near means that you're a writer because this whole thing is like a massive playlist. So even with the SAG strike letting up right when the movie was about to come out, the studios were like, yeah, you know what, JT, you might want to forget the press tours for this one. And honestly, after reading all of those bombs that were leaked in her book and realizing how petty this man is, it does have me looking at all of his past movies sideways.
Well, I'm pro-choice. I believe everyone should choose whatever makes them happiest. Except abortion, of course.
Of course.
Let me explain. So for the troll aficionados out there, a big spoiler warning, as the movie begins with a flash from the past where Branch was in a band named BroZone, and he was pretty much the baby of the group. Turns out that Shrek drip that he's always wearing was actually his brother's vest the whole time that they were touring, up until an accident happens when they try to hit the perfect family harmony.
You know what that means, though? We have to be in harmony.
Only a group in harmony can find it. They're talking about literal harmonies.
So after having a bigger malfunction than a Super Bowl, they pull a Camila and leave behind their fifth harmonies.
If we can't hit the perfect family harmony, we aren't perfect. And if we aren't perfect, we're nothing.
They then cut to the present day town that has more rainbows than Boys Town, more dance numbers than a Glee Club, and about a dozen dramatic Zack Snyder type zoom-ins whenever anything on screen was happening.
Okay, a lot of assumptions for someone you just met 30 seconds ago.
Oh, I've got it. You're John Dory.
The leader.
The old one.
Oh, hell no!
That's when the oldest brother, John Dory, comes in and crashes the wedding of these two after he heard about the other two sequels, and now he's back 20 years later. He's also voiced by Eric André, who's really been killing it in these kids' movies, which is really surprising for a guy like him.
Do adults love animated movies just as kids do?
I think so. You know, adults, animation's been around for 100 years, so adults grew up on animation. Their kids are killing them. Slowly. It's a slow death, but the kids are designed to replace the adults, and they're just tearing them down. So, you know, when you have kids, you're just so exhausted. Anything that gets your kids' attention, you're like, thank God. Yeah, something to think about. It's a lot. It's heavy.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks. I think that's where we should end it.
They're all looking for Floyd, the sensitive one, who's voiced by Troye Sivan, who gets the movie started, when he's kidnapped by a duo of singing siblings who've trapped him in a diamond cage in order to suck off his powers.
It just takes lots of hard work and loads of natural talent.
The bad guys in this are Velvet and Veneer, who are the pop star duo who've been faking it harder than Milli Vanilli since they're always stealing talents and are voiced by Amy Schumer.
I want to be famous, but I'm not going to work for it. Ew.
They both look like cousins from My Teenage Robot, whose master plan is to gather up all of the singing trolls so that they can juice out all of their talent so that they can auto-tune to the top.
Do you want to lose all this and go back to the dark place where we had nothing?
Please, sir. I want some more.
Girl, we grew up in the suburbs. Our parents were dentists.
So, how was school today?
Stop attacking me!
In order to reunite the group, the main trolls then hop in this Warmobile and arrive at a vacay island in the sun where they find the next brother, Spruce, who now goes by Bruce since he's a daddy now.
Right.
Wet Willie! Stop it. It's disgusting. I am a grown-up.
Oh, sorry. A wet William.
He ends up joining them because his kids doubt that he was ever in a band. Plus, he's voiced by David Diggs, so they kind of need him in the band. Branch has an entire clue board in order to figure out where Velvet and Veneer are going to be, even though they keep listening to commercials where they tell you exactly where their upcoming show is going to be.
Oh, my kids love these guys. We're a total Veneer household.
They're the ones who have Floyd.
Ah, It's gonna be hard to separate the art from the artist.
But I will say that the one thing that really surprised me in this was how adult it gets out of nowhere. Like, sure, they'll vomit glitter on screen for the kids, literally, but it's also like getting a sugar high with your eyes when you're looking up at everything they're throwing. Like, they'll have a full LSD trip that's animated completely different. Like, they had me checking what gummy worms I bought from the concessions, and then there's just all of these out-of-pocket lines.
While it's just the two of us, you want some of this?
Nah, thanks, man. I can't get back on that train.
So, what do you want to know? I'm an open book.
Wide open. We're gaping novels. Okay, well...
Chrissy, I didn't think we'd both find ourselves tied up on this honeymoon.
Wait, Grandma got eaten? Clay, you're being too stiff. We need some sillier robot. Bitty B, maybe a smaller diaper.
If this diaper was any smaller, I could taste it.
You know I still got that thing if you want it.
Whoa, don't be waving that thing around. So that our cupcakes don't get sliced in two.
Ooh, we brought cupcakes?
No, not what I meant.
Who is Adulty McMahon face?
The better question is, are you a narc?
What? No. Why? Are you?
Eventually, the group makes it to another place where they meet their accountant brother, voiced by Kid Cudi, who does the robot. He used to be Clayboy, and now he's just Clay, but that's also where they find Poppy's long-lost sister.
Is this how people feel when they meet me?
Yes.
Am I being a lot? Sometimes I can be a lot.
Turns out that they got separated because of a Bergen attack, and because she barely got written into the franchise. So while Viva wants to lock up her sister because she's still afraid of those troll hunters that are out there, the brothers gotta find the brothers and they plan an escape. And that's kind of a through line that you see between all of the siblings and throughout the whole movie, where they're always realizing that just because you're related, just because someone's family, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be yourself or need to be forced to be what they want you to be.
Just because she's your sister doesn't mean you should let her treat you like garbage.
Doesn't it?
No.
A brother is a friend who can never leave you. It's the strongest bond in the world.
It's like I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, you do. And you asked me to change anyway, which isn't okay. Family or not.
Poppy and Branch eventually end up breaking into this party city and find Frost trapped, but also their other brothers who ended up getting trapped by Velvet and Veneer, and that's what leads to this massive chase scene where Branch reaches out to hit the rock and literally sucks and drives.
Oh, that's good.
Again, a kid's movie. They follow them over a Rainbow Road tour as they finally realize, like this release, that they don't need to be perfect in order to be in a better place, and then they perform a better place, freeing themselves through the power of song, and because it's almost 90 minutes.
We may not be the new kids on the block anymore, but I'm loving this new edition of us.
You know, I'm really glad those 98 degrees of separation are behind us.
Just as long as we're together.
Hey, you guys gotta try this menudo.
In the end, all of the bros zone out together as they lock up the siblings, sending them to jail for troll tax evasion, as the movie then trolls us because NSYNC doesn't even appear until right at the end of the movie to harmonize in auto-tune.
You didn't think BroZone was the only band I've ever been in, did you? Please.
You are so in sync.